The 24/7 Sports Top 10 for the class of 2026. Quarterbacks headlining this rankings. Also top-end talent across the trenches, on the edge, and the secondary. This class blends size and athleticism. Players who are already college-ready, physically projected to be future program changers. It's the top 10 loaded with high ceilings and national recruits. And for more on that, let's welcome in our Andrew Ivins, Director of Scouting for 24/7 Sports. So, Andrew, we have Keisean Henderson remaining the #1 player in the 2026 class. What has kept him at the top? What separates him from the rest of the group?
Well, Jenny, it's funny, these people, everyone sees the rankings and they think it's kind of like this snapshot, but we've been evaluating Keisean Henderson for close to 3 years now. He started off as a wide receiver in our rankings, then we moved him to an athlete, and never before has an athlete finished as a 5-star quarterback, let alone the #1 player in the country. And he's a guy that has infectious energy, and he really showed a ton of improvement as a passer, completed over 70% of his pass attempts as a senior, 46 touchdowns in 10 games. He's a dynamic athlete. He could be a wide receiver. He could be a safety, but he wants to be a quarterback. And for Houston to get him signed, sealed, and delivered, this is a kid that could have a Lamar Jackson type of impact on the program. So we love him. We love him between the ears. We love what he can do with his arm, and then we love what he can do with his legs. But this is a kid that wants to win from the pocket.
Houston seems to be in a good spot with that one. Lamar Jackson comps. I mean, high expectations. How about Vandy commit? Jared Curtis, he has climbed up to #2 overall. What growth or evaluation changes led to that jump in the rankings?
Well, Jenny, we think he's the most ready to play quarterback when we look at this class across the country. He's a little bit older, but he heads to Vanderbilt with 50 career starts. And remember, the Commodores are going to have to replace Diego Pavia. When you look at Jared Curtis, he can make all of the throws. He can paint different corners of the field, but he's a former running back. He can also create with his legs. He can make those off-platform tosses. He reminds me of another former Vanderbilt quarterback, Jay Cutler. So this was a huge win for Clark Lee. Vanderbilt wants to stay in the national spotlight. Someone has to start post Diego Pavia. And I think Jared Curtis, if you're a team in the SEC, he is a name to know as we head into 2026.
Stepping right into a good spot there. Luke Wafle, first of all, love the name. He's making one of the biggest moves that we've seen, earning a 5-star status, jumping from number 70 into the top 10. How does that even happen?
Well, he dominated the Navy All-American Bowl down in San Antonio a few weeks ago. He was really the story of the week. I mean, he has check your brakes power. He dominated one-on-ones. No one could handle this guy. And then in the actual game, 3 sacks, MVP type of performance, which shouldn't be surprising. He had a school record 23 sacks as a senior. And this is a kid, he looks like an action figure. He looks like one of the Bosa brothers. I mean, he is over 6'5". He's 257 pounds. He has piping muscle. And you think about USC, just signed the #1 ranked recruiting class in the country. It seems like every USC signee I saw, whether it was at the Under Armour game, the Polynesian Bowl, or in San Antonio at the Navy All-American Bowl, this class there's something here. So if you're looking for a team that's going to potentially break through into the college football playoff, I would keep an eye on USC. This is a foundational group, multiple 5-stars in there. Chad Bowden, Lincoln Riley, they did a ton of work on the recruiting front. Luke Wafle is the highest ranked of the bunch, and he's a guy that I think is going to have a chance to make an impact year one.
I will certainly have an eye on USC this upcoming season. Andrew, thank you so much for this. We appreciate all of your insight. There's so many players to keep an eye on. So if you want to check it all out, you guys are working tirelessly to make sure that we have all the information that we need on this upcoming class. Check out our college football YouTube channel. You can scan wherever you follow your favorite YouTubes. You just use the little QR code. I love when we have it set up here at HQ.
Pop up and hit, boom, click.
Just like that.